What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DR2727. Shout out to all my collectors, Transformers collectors, Mezco collectors, 1/6 scale collectors, Hot Toys collectors, whatever you collect. Shout out to you. And this month's video is a company spotlight. And this month, which we do these every once in a while, and the company we're spotlighting on this month is Xtransbots, or XTB for short. So how these normally work is I give a very quick bio or my intro to the company, show all the figures I got of the company, talk about the pros and the cons of the company, list out the best and worst figure of the company, and then have some final thoughts about them in general, what they can do better, blase this, woo this, woo that. So to start out, Xtransbots, pretty much the stuff I know about them is that they started in 2007 and they're very closely affiliated with Keith's Fantasy Toys. In fact, I think they're owned by the same person. And for more information, I'll put a link. I think Bobby Skullface did a video about Xtransbots and where he gave more information to their background. I'll put a link to that video into the description of this video, so you can check that out and see what's going on. So from left to right, these are the figures I got of theirs. There's Cyclonus, Cosmos, Tailgate, Trailbreaker, Hoist, Beachcomber, Willie, Windcharger, Scourge, and Megatron. And so, pros of Xtransbots. I think Xtransbots has the best sculpts in the game. I think they do an amazing job of getting the likeness of a character in both modes. I think they have the better sculpt than Fans Toys, Mate Toys, MMC, anybody. I think they have the best appearance. So if we look right here, that Willie looks amazing. Now we're gonna talk about some of the cons in a minute, but he looks amazing. Beachcomber looks like he jumped off the screen. Even Windcharger's out mode look good. That Scourge looks amazing. For my money, the best looking Megatron in the Masterpiece game. Trailbreaker, Cosmos looks great. Cyclonus looks amazing. He has a little bit of that Studio Ox feel, but he looks amazing. So if you look at all of them together, they all look great. And Xtransbots can nail a sculpt in both modes. You see the two in alt mode looking great, and all the other robots, they nail a sculpt. That's the first thing they do well. As far as that's concerned, I give them a 9.5 out of 10. I think they nail a sculpt. The second thing they excel at is accessories. Cyclonus, they gave him a couple of guns that were painted swords, that were painted Target Master. Cosmos had the spray from the Bug episode. Beachcomber had the birds. Windcharger had this magnetic thing. Hoist had the grappling arms. He had the great towing lift gate. He had the power tower from the Master Builders episode. Scourge had the Target Master, and I also got the 3-pack Scourge set, or the sweep set, if you see over in the corner. And that also came with, if you look at the top, one of the Scourges came with a Starscream mask, so you could emulate the Ghost of Starscream. The Megatron has all the accessories that Takara had before the Takara even had a Megatron. And they also had some more gimmicks like the Key to Vector Sigma, the Cosmic Rust, the Heart of Cybertron. They just really do a good job with accessories. Like, they really give a damn. Like, you could, two things you can't say about Xtransbots and KFC in general. You can't say they don't care, and you can't say they don't do good sculpts. Anybody who says that is fucking lying. And I think that those are the things that keep them in the game, is that the fact that they tackle a lot of smart characters. Tailgate, Beachcomber, Willie, Windcharger. Nobody else has done those. Those are smart characters to tackle, and nobody else seems to be doing those anytime soon. So they do good. They do smart characters, and they also give you good looking sculpts, and they also give you great accessories. So those are the things they do well, and that's why they stay in business. Now, the flip side to that, the biggest con about Xtransbots, and you can ask anybody who has bought an Xtransbots, their products are built like shit. I don't know if it's manufacturing. I don't know if it's quick QC. Whatever it is, they aren't built well. Every product on here, minus Cosmos, has some problem out of the box. Whether it's those stupid KFC fingers that break too easily in the case of Hoist, whether it's Willie having to be redone 2 or 3 times, whether it's the Megatron, that barrel on the back is so floppy, whether it's Trailbreaker and he came with some paint, he came with a part installed wrong, I had to reinstall it. Tailgate, part broke off when I was transforming them, and I just took the other one off. Cyclonus, paint blotches. I mean, they have a lot of skill to make products like this, but it's like they don't finish the job. It's like somebody who does just enough to say they did enough, if that makes any sense. And that's their biggest problem. They build with subpar materials in a lot of cases. They have iffy transformations, and they also do stupid stuff like use sliders and like tell you to bend plastic, and nobody wants to bend plastic. And that's why in the community they have a very bad reputation. There's people who won't even buy another Xtransbot product because of such bad experiences with the other products. And I mean, I have a good amount of products. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I got like 14 of their products, and I gotta agree, their products are quality wise, they're a step below. They're a step below Fans Toys. They're a step below Bad Cube, DX9, Unique Toys. They're a step below everybody. Even though they look better than everybody, they're a step below everybody. And that begs the question of, would you rather it look really good and function like shit, or would you rather it look close enough and function better? And I use this analogy when I talk about Xtransbots. They're like the girl who is very pretty, very funny, great personality, keeps a job, can cook a little bit, can clean, but you come to find out she has an STD. Ultimately, what can you really do with her? So it doesn't matter how great they sculpts are, how great the accessories are, how interesting the characters are. If it's not going to stand straight in a lot of cases, what can you do with it? If you can't transform it, what can you do with it? You can't really pose it because a part may break. What can you really do with it? How good are they really if you can't really do the full feature set with them? And no Xtransbots, maybe Cosmos is the only one where you can truly play with it and not worry about it breaking. It's working like a toy is supposed to work. You pay good money for these toys, and Xtransbots need to make a better functioning product. The form is there, the function isn't. So I think their best toy, or the best toy I have out of the collection, is probably the Scourge and Cosmos. Cosmos is the best built by far. Scourge, you have to bend the legs, you have to bend the plastic in the legs to get the feet to work. The die cast has to bend a certain way, and that's annoying in and of itself. All the other ones have major flaws somewhere, or have flaws. I ain't gonna say major flaws, have flaws somewhere. But the best built is definitely that Cosmos. Scourge is probably just the best overall. I think he has the closest to every mode that you want to paint everything else. I think he's the best overall, but I think he's the best built. I don't know if I would say the worst Xtransbots product, but I would definitely say the most disappointing Transformers product ever to me is from Xtransbots, and it's this Megatron. Let me grab him real quick. Let's just see him over here for a second. He came out, 2014, 2015, and he changed the game. Look at this. As I zoom in, he looks amazing. He looks like Megatron is supposed to look. Painted, not well, but painted. People talked about that thigh gap. I really didn't care about the thigh gap. I think he is the best looking from a sculpt standpoint Megatron out right now. He's the worst built out of all of them. Like, watch this. Oh, now I want to act up. Now I want to act right. Normally you could just sit it down and it'll flop down. He has a hard time standing. Just the problems that come with Xtransbot. But they defined the game with this. If he would have been better built, he'd probably be the best masterpiece. He'd be up there with MP10. And other companies would have made their own masterpiece, but they wouldn't be as well received if Xtransbots would have made this thing a lot better built. I think he's better built. I think he's better looking than the MP. I think he's better looking. I think he functions form wise. I think as a form, he's better than all of them. He just functions the worst out of all of them. And he opened the doors to let you know that, hey, third party could get a sculpt right. Third party could make an interesting toy that looks like it walked off the screen. And you got to give Xtransbots credit for that. Even though they fail in a lot of ways, they created a trend of getting better looking products. And I think everybody who has more than one Xtransbot product, or at least acknowledge, hey, they look good. So what I would like to see them do is pretty obvious. Better materials, better QC, better factories. I think pretty much. I know that that's straightforward. They should know their problem. They have a solution to their problem. Then they can be the best company in the game. So again, Xtransbots, if you're listening, better QC, better. Excuse me. Xtransbots, if you're listening, better QC, better facility with create the toys, and you'll be all right. And so again, I would like another figure I would like to see them make. Excuse me for rambling. Is I would like to see them. I would like to see that C spray and that Springer they got coming out. I think that they'll nail the sculpt, but will they nail the transformations? Also, they got a Minotaur coming out. They'll nail the sculpts, and they actually got it coming out for pretty cheap. They'll nail the sculpts, but will they nail the combination mode? You can't trust that Xtransbot with a triple changer or a figure that has to combine. Their track record isn't good enough, but maybe they can do it. I like to see what they come out with next because they make good sculpts. If they improve their QC process and their facility where they make the toys, then the sky's the limit for them. Thank you guys for listening. Hit subscribe, comment, let me know what you think about Xtransbots and what's your favorite company. All right, thank you.